Real money. Am I being done?
Stand by.
All this is one person.
Hey guys, this is Michael Garcia. I'm reporting here from Keene, New Hampshire. It's December 5th, 2009. This is the Free State Report. It's been about 1 month since I've been here. I arrived. Immediately, the first thing I did was I went and tried to get a job at Pat's Peak, which I got one, and it just started snowing today, so hopefully I'll be working. 420 event, went and supported those guys, and it was amazing to see that in fact, marijuana is legal in Keene, New Hampshire. It just has to be in that one spot at that one time. At least that's what I thought initially. But from what I've been hearing, people have been smoking just on the sidewalks or just on the outside. Kurt Hoffman was an activist who was sentenced to 180 days in prison, in jail. His crime was hurting the sensibilities of a local judge here. We did candlelight vigils for him every day in front of the house of the judge and in front of the police prosecutor who allegedly attacked and half-paralyzed Kurt. Eventually he was released. He had a suspended sentence. He had to sign something, but I mean that's what you have to do when you're sentenced to 180 days for hurting the judge's feelings. Other things I've been doing here, going to local social events like the Social Sundays that happened every Sunday at McHugh's. Now, in addition, we also are going to Habaneras, that is a membership-only establishment that allows smoking. Other social events, going to movie night. It was a lot of fun at Jim and Lauren's house. Thank you guys for that. Appreciate that. And also a Thanksgiving dinner that was hosted by Jim and Lauren. Got a lot of activists out there for that. It was a potluck. Everyone brought something, especially a lot of Manchester brewing. I encourage you to check out manchesterbrew.com. There's some excellent beers right there. Those guys know how to make good beer. It's been kind of hard. I've been away from my family now. I visited them briefly when I had to go back to Kentucky for court. You can see one of my other videos on Free State Report. A cop that doesn't like not being completely obeyed 100% gave me a few minuscule tickets that I had to actually go to court for. The driving out there actually cost me more than the actual tickets. So, but that's what the police do. The police are not their friend. They're not there to help you. They're there to fine you and then possibly imprison you if possible. So, but that is, I mean, I went out there with a video camera to help a friend out, and that is what happens. I understood that's what was going to happen. So, but I mean, that's where we are today with the police. They're not peace officers. They're law enforcement trying to find violations to fatten the public coffers with tax money. So that was just a small speed bump, but besides that, things have been going well. I've been helping local activists, trying to find part-time jobs as I can. I met a lot of people since I've been here. I also met the activists on the east side of the state. Went to Wicked Wednesdays, that's in Dover. It's their weekly meetup group there where the activists on that part of the state, they all gather. So it was really great to meet you guys. And besides that, there's one other thing. Apparently here in Keene on Thursdays and Saturdays, the lefties, they like to go out and have their anti-war demonstrations on Saturday, but then they have a pro-healthcare reform demonstrations on Thursday. And on Thursday I just observed, but I didn't, obviously I'm not going to participate in advocating for more bigger government. Oh, it's my brother. Hello? Alright, sorry about that. So the lefties, they like to have their protests both for bigger government and for a reduction in the killing part of the government, the military. As everyone knows, Obama is about to send off 30,000 more souls into Afghanistan for whatever reason. You know, who knows what the latest reason is for that. But forget about Iraq, now it's Afghanistan. So it's interesting to be around a lot of those folks. I mean, certainly they're very good-hearted. They want to end the wars. They're for peace. They don't want this government intervention throughout the world. And certainly, I was at a position where I could never imagine myself at a anti-war rally. I mean, I was a neocon, Republican, conservative, only a few years ago, and now I'm in the middle of a peace demonstration. So for me, that was pretty amazing, personally, because I certainly see where a lot of them are coming from, and they know, as far as with corruption and the murderous crimes that were committed with the previous administration, with Bush's reign. They understand that fully, that there is no reason to be overseas. But I find that their criticism of Obama is somewhat lacking, and certainly not strong enough. I mean, he is now the person in control. The Democrats are supposedly in the Congress and in the Senate, so they certainly could just turn everything around and say, "Hey, we're cutting our losses. We're getting out. We're not going to be engaged in any more of these wars." But they have no intention of doing that. I mean, this is the U.S. federal government. They are in the business of killing. I mean, this is their organization. That's what they do. They can talk about the freedom rhetoric, America, the land of the free, home of the brave, all that. Free market, like if we had that. But that's not what the U.S. government's about, not even close. And forget about just put aside all the people they imprison here. Dave Ridley, he had a video recently that came out. I had told him about that there is the anti-war group, and everyone kind of knows about them. And he made a video about trying to maybe build some bridges or connections, if they can be made, with regards to this issue. Certainly we can all get around the fact that the U.S. government should not be sending troops overseas, especially into Afghanistan at this point. So I know it is pretty difficult, because when you do start conversing with them, quickly you're going to find that you do not agree on many things to begin with. They certainly, I met a nice lady who was very put off and very much intimidated and scared about people carrying firearms, and which, I mean, this is New Hampshire. There is more freedom here than almost any other state in the union. I mean, pretty much. That is one of the advertising agents for the Free State Project, is that there is far less restrictive firearms laws, and certainly open carry is legal. The concealed carry license takes very little to actually acquire. And I don't know. I mean, at least she was consistent on that. She didn't want the cops to also carry guns. So, I mean, I'll certainly give her that. But the government they're never going to give up their guns. They are a violent monopoly who routinely initiates force and are given the legitimacy to do that. So, I do invite anyone that wants to come out and just show support, but recognize that we are certainly going to be at odds with pretty much anything else relating to voluntarism or free markets or voluntary interaction, civil liberties in regards to firearms, that kind of stuff. So, but it's just another way we can put ourselves out there in the community to show who we are.